Can I get a show of hands? Whose house is a mess? My family think it's hilarious that I talk on clutter. When my brother first heard, he nearly choked himself laughing. The messy one, talking about clutter. The messy one, if you don't mind. That's the thing about mess. Mess is just surface. It's a few cups, plates, clothes lying around. Clutter is what builds up quietly until it starts to feel heavy in your space, but also in your head too. But I will tell you that for any of you like me, the less clutter you have, the less mess you can make. And I had loads of it. At one stage, I had a wardrobe in Dublin, where I lived. I had one with my parents in Galway, and I had another in Tipperary with my partner. I was literally scattered across Ireland. I was given a book, Clear Your Clutter with Feng Shui, thinking it might help me organize my mess. Instead, it completely shifted how I saw it. For the first time, I started to see my stuff differently. That dress in the wardrobe, the one with the tag still on it, I'd bought it in a size too small because I was going to lose weight. For years, it hung there, not getting worn, but reminding me that I hadn't yet lost the weight. So, not only was it taking up space in my wardrobe, it was taking up space in my head and keeping me stuck. It wasn't just the wardrobe, the attic, no longer just storage. It was this silent burden of just in case that never comes. My law notes from a career I never pursued. A bag of teddy bears, holding tight to childhood memories. And as a grown adult, I will admit, I found this one particularly challenging to let go of. But I started to clear, and with everything I got rid of, I started to feel lighter in myself. Not just content with my own stuff, I started to go on a declutter rampage in my mum's home. I cleared her sitting room and kitchen top to bottom. She got home, looked around like somebody had robbed the place, and she kept saying, "It feels so bare." In my head, I'm like, that's kind of the point. 1 week later, everything was back. What I hadn't understood, that for her, it wasn't just clutter, it was comfort. Psychologists call this place attachment. It's the emotional bond we form with spaces and objects that hold meaning and memory. I learned fairly quickly that we need permission to touch other people's things. And more importantly, compassion matters in clutter clearing. That experience got me curious, and I found that it wasn't just her or me. Across the world, people have created traditions to make letting go a bit easier. In Sweden, there's duschstädning. It means death cleaning. It's as people age, they slowly start to get rid of what they no longer need so that nobody has to carry it after they're gone. Japan has osoji, a deep clean to wipe the slate clean before the new year. And in China, homes are cleared ahead of the Lunar New Year to sweep away bad luck and make way for fresh beginnings. And here in Ireland, we had the 31st of October and the 1st of February as traditional house clearing days. Easter was a time to clean and reset. It was just a part of how we lived. And sometimes it was done together, neighbour helping neighbour, the old Irish meitheal spirit in action. We've drifted from that. And today, instead of clearing, we often do the opposite. According to a 2024 European Self-Storage Industry report, there are over 10,000 self-storage stores right across Europe, covering 16.5 million square meters. That's a whole industry built around our overflow. We are drowning in stuff, and yet shopping is one of the biggest dopamine triggers we chase. It gives us that fleeting high, but leaves us instead with full wardrobes, stacks of unread books, and cluttered countertops. What if clutter clearing doesn't have to be a chore? In my experience, there are 3 doors to letting go. Each one shows us the possibilities that open up when we start to let go. And for me, has made clutter clearing a whole lot easier. Now, before I tell you these doors, I want to give you one warning that might save you some grief. Clutter comes back. Even when you clear your space, life has a way of dragging stuff back in. One day, I completely overhauled my office. Later that evening, I went back in to admire my work. I screamed. Right in the middle of my clean floor was, let's just say, something the cat dragged in, same size as herself. Accept that clutter comes back and will need to be cleared again. Here's the thing. Every time it comes back, it'll give you a chance to walk through one of the 3 doors. Door number 1, to feel good. Letting go feels good because our brains reward progress. That's your reward system, dopamine pathways lighting up. You know the feeling. You clear your bedroom, you hoover the floor, you change the sheets, the wardrobe is sorted. You peek back in and it just feels good. Unlike the quick high of buying something new, clearing gives you a steadier, lasting lift. My partner always jokes, for someone into clutter clearing, my car is always a mess. He's right. When I am looking into a cluttered car, it's usually because I'm overwhelmed, and clearing it always makes me feel good. A bonus, I'll never have to know how I'm doing, I'll just look at my car. Letting go to feel good is not a one-time thing. It's something you can come back to again and again. Door number 2, to grow. Again, you'll know the feeling. You walk into a room and it just feels heavy. That's not just in your head. A UCLA study found that cluttered homes increase stress, especially for women. Another from Princeton found that it finds the brain hard to focus. When we shift our space, we shift ourselves. Neuroscience explains part of it. The brain's filter, the reticular activating system, is always scanning for what to notice and what to ignore. Clutter clogs that filter. Clearing it sharpens it. Suddenly, you'll start to notice things that were there all along. I've seen people find things they've forgotten about, old notebooks, projects, even goals and dreams buried underneath clutter, and it sparks them to start again. Letting go to grow means opening up to something new or rediscovering something that's already waiting for you. And finally, door number 3, to heal. Letting go isn't always easy, especially when something means a lot. I bought a jacket in Australia with my mum. She bought the same one in purple. Not long after that trip, she was diagnosed with cancer. She recovered, went back to college, and then relapsed. And in the middle of that relapse, she wore my jacket to her graduation. One night, a while later, we were in a Chinese restaurant, and a lady walked in wearing the exact same jacket my mum had. I got to get up off the table to ask her, had she been to Australia too? My mum, in a panic, said, "Wait, I think I gave mine to charity." We burst out laughing too at the thought of me going up to ask her when it was more than likely my mum's jacket. She passed away about a year after that. And I've kept that jacket ever since, because I'm not ready to let it go. Until recently, it dawned on me why I'd kept the jacket. It has so much attachment to it. And that's the thing. It's not always about the thing. It's what it holds. It's the stories, the meaning, the emotion. Letting go to heal, it doesn't have a deadline. But sometimes just understanding why you're holding on to something is enough to help you let go and heal when you're ready. Thank you. Thank you.